Hi everyone! Thanks for joining me again today. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Selena McCall. I'm a volunteer from the Adaptive Sports Partners of the North Country, and we are going to be doing some adaptive online yoga today. Those who are just joining us for the first time today, we don't need much. We are going to be using our chairs like we've been doing in the past few weeks. If you're an old pro, it's going to be the same setup that we've been doing. I know I got on here a few minutes later than I usually do. Thanks for bearing with me. Had a meeting that ran a little bit late this morning, so I was a little late getting on. I just got home, getting set up, getting ready, and I hope you guys are too. As you can see, Ruger's still very excited to see me. No. So thank you for joining me today. As I said, I am Selena from Adaptive Sports Partners of the North Country, and we're going to be doing some yoga. You just need your chair today. We don't need a mat. We don't need any straps or anything special. So it's just going to be a nice, gentle day to release some stress, release some tension, stretch out our muscles, and set our our mind, get our mind right for the rest of the day and the rest of the week. I feel like Wednesday at 1 o'clock is such a good midpoint through the week. So if your week hasn't been going good so far, we can let that all go and set a new intention for the rest of the week and really change the way we think, change the way we feel, so we can have a great rest of the week moving into our lovely weekend. Let me turn my light on. I didn't realize it was so dark in here. Bear with me. There we go. That's better. Now you can see better. For those who haven't been here, you will see my dogs walking around. Pointy ears, and this rascal is Ruger. The other floppy ear one is Daisy. They haven't played much today, so they might be a bit of a nuisance, but that's fun. Part of the fun of our yoga class. Alright, it's 1 o'clock. Go ahead and get positioned in your yoga setup. Again, it's just a chair, no arms, just straight back chair. And we're going to get ready and get going. Let me get my little notebook so I can know what I'm doing. Again, yoga is practicing connecting the breath to your body. So that's why breathing is so important for us today. Yeah, right, Ruger? So we're going to start with getting our posture correct. Make sure your feet are planted and we're grounded. Go ahead and raise up those calves, plant those heels, and bring those toes up. So we get a nice firm connection to the ground and start our grounding. Go ahead and rock backwards and then rock forwards. And find those sits bones and our tailbones underneath us. Go side to side. This really allows you to feel where you're sitting straight up and down. So find that middle ground, do a quick circle, and then we are going to pretend that we have a string tied to our head, and it's just going to pull us straight up. So our chest is lifted, shoulders are back and down, hands can find our thighs, and we're nice upright posture that allows us space to breathe, allows blood to flow, and protects our joints. So now we're going to move into our breathing. We're going to do that same 3-part breathing that we've been doing all these past weeks. Let's go ahead and place one hand on our belly, one hand on our chest. Breathing, inhaling through your nose, exhaling through your mouth. We want our lower hand to rise first, and then after our belly rises, our chest will rise following it. This makes us really focus and gives us a different way to focus on expanding our diaphragm. Thank you. Engaging our core, engaging our lungs, and making sure we get really good, fresh, oxygenated blood through the rest of our body. Let's do 3 more breaths. And as always, we will be doing this listening to our bodies. We're not there to help bring you modifications. We're not there to help correct your posture or correct your form. So if at any point you feel pain or discomfort, I want you to come out of that pose, come out of that posture, and let it go. Do not push yourself to injury. We do not want that. Okay. So we're connected to our breath. We're starting to release that tension. Let's go ahead and inhale up. Exhale down. Just warming up that body a little bit. We're going to do 5 of these. So that's our second one. Inhale. And as always, if you feel like standing and doing your practice from the standing position, just stand on up. And there we go. That's our 5th one. So we're going to go back to our modified cat-cows. For those who have not done these before, you can find your puppy dog. Or just bring your hands to your knees. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale our chest up, lifting, rounding those shoulders back and down. Exhaling, rolling those shoulders. Inhaling. Exhaling. Really connecting to that breath. Listening to your body. Going at your own pace. Still breathing through your nose. Exhaling through your mouth. Rolling and arching that back. Let's do 2 more. If you're standing, it would just be a matter of coming to the back of your chair and finding that arch and roll. Let's do 1 more. Okay. Now we're going to be doing our lovely side extensions to open up that side and open up our torso even more. So what we're going to do is we're just going to simply inhale our arms up. Exhale our right hand down. Find that edge of the chair. And our next inhale, we're going to reach like we're reaching for those cookies on the top shelf. Keep that breathing. We're not holding our breath. And I know you guys are reaching for the cookies because it's quarantine and that's what I've been doing. Alright, go ahead and let that go. Roll out that shoulder. Inhale up. And then let's exhale our left hand down. Reach for those cookies with that right hand. We're just reaching straight up. We're not going to the side. We don't want to compromise our spine. Inhaling nice and tall. Exhaling, dropping it away from our ear. We'll do 1 more inhale. Exhale. Go ahead and roll this both out. Do the little shoulder shrugs. And we're going to do that again. So we're going to go into our side extension again. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, that right arm down. Reach. See if you can reach a little bit higher this time. Keeping that shoulder down and away from your ear as much as possible. And reach it. Extend through that side. 1 more inhale. If you don't have the mobility, really focusing on extending through that side and raising that shoulder is important in getting that stretch and that breath into that side body. Go ahead and release it. And I'll show our standing option with our other side. So inhale up. Drop that left arm down. We just find our thigh. And then you see that reach. You see that extension throughout that side body on that right side. There's space in between my head and my arm. Inhaling, we reach, reach, reach. We really earn those cookies with our stretch. 1 more breath. Exhale down. Good job, guys. We got our shoulders and our sides warmed up. And now we're going to do what I call our ab work for the day. So what's going to happen is we are going to bring our fingers to our ears or our temples, kind of like if you're laying down doing a sit-up, but we're not going to do a sit-up. And we're going to bring our right elbow to our left knee. Working on that trunk rotation. Inhaling to the center. Exhale, releasing down. Going nice and slow. Following that breath. This warms up our whole entire body. Exhale down. If you don't have that mobility, I want you to focus on rotating that shoulder down and forward on each side. You may not be able to reach, so we're just going to focus on that rotation and that ab engagement and do what we can and listen to our bodies. Again, our standing option. Still with our hands up. We bring in that balance and pick up that leg. Listening to our breath, going at our own pace. Alright, let's do one more on each side. Inhaling, bringing it forward. Exhaling, releasing it down. Exhale, release it down. Alright, go ahead and shake it out. Release those legs a little bit. I know it takes our whole body to do those, and that's why I do it. It causes us to cross our midline. It engages multiple parts of our bodies at different times, and it brings out that body a little bit and warms it up. So now we are truly going to wring out our body, and we're going to go into one of our twist variations. So we're going to do our nice gentle twist. So bring our right hand to our left knee, left hand behind us on our chair. It can find the chair, it can find just the spot behind us. And on our next inhale, we are going to start by moving our chest to that right or left side. On each inhale, we move a little bit farther to that left. Exhale. Remember the key to this when we first did this? You should be able to pick up your hands and hold that rotation. We're not yanking. Let's do one more nice inhale. Exhale. Daisy, how nice of us to join us. Go ahead and release that stretch and release that twist. So the twisting motion, it acts like we're wringing out a towel. I know it's hard to see it in my lighting, but we rotate, it squeezes out the old blood, and as we release, it lets new oxygenated blood in. So it lets our organs get some new oxygen and helps us feel good. So let's do the other side. Left hand to right leg. Is that so? Is that so, guys? Left hand behind us. And start with that twist. So inhale, bring that chest to your right side. Exhale. Go again. And then we finish by bringing that head and looking back behind us. Again, if we're standing, this is going to look more like I want you to bring your hands together and just practice this twist right here. There's not anything to really hold on to and yank. So we're going to start in the middle and just do the trunk rotation that your body allows you to do. Go ahead and release. We're going to do it one more time on each side. So go ahead and bring that right hand to that left leg. Left hand comes behind us. Inhale. Start that rotation. Breathing in through our nose. Exhaling through our mouth. Really focusing on that breath. You should feel that rise in your chest. It's a little harder to breathe here. On your next exhale, go ahead and release. Alright, we're going to do one last one on the other side. Again, moving with the rotation that you have in your body. We're going to go ahead and start with our left hand to right knee, starting with that chest. Using that trunk and that torso to twist us around. Finish it off by letting your head follow that rotation and eyes gaze back over that right side shoulder. Alright, go ahead and release. Good job, guys. Go ahead and shake it out. Just do a quick little twist. And we're going to do a quick chest opener before we move into our supported lunges and our supported warriors that we introduced last week. So let's go ahead and bring our hands behind us. Find that chair. If you don't have the mobility, just bring them down to your side. What we're going to do is we're going to inhale, chest rises, exhale, shoulders are back and down. So my shirt makes it harder to see today, but we inhale our chest up, exhale our shoulders back and down. That's going to look different for everyone. And hold that for a few breaths. If we're standing, we're bringing our hands behind our back. We're doing the exact same thing, or you can pretend you're holding that beach ball behind you. Go ahead and release that. And let's do it one more time. Get that muscle memory in. So find your stretch. Find your hand location. Inhale. Exhale those shoulders back and down. Creating plenty of space. Countering all that slouching and sitting down we're doing. Inhale, exhale, and release. Hope everyone's feeling better and has released some of that tension today. I appreciate you guys joining me. So last week we introduced a high lunge, and we did that using our chair. So we're going to do that again today. I want everyone to rotate to their right side so that the corner of the chair is in between your legs, and go ahead and get yourself positioned. We want our feet still to be grounded. You're sitting pretty far forward on that, just so the corner of the chair just peeks out in between your legs. If you're standing, I'll talk you through that in a moment. So our next phase is we rotate our trunk to the right hand side. And then we lean forward, drop this left leg back. Ooh, back it down. Too late. Missed it. Missed your perch. Can't see my leg because of the dog. But your back leg is long, and then our weight is over the top of this right one. Thanks, bud. Alright, so that's our high lunge. Go ahead and release that. We're going to practice it one more time because it's tricky to get into, so we want to practice it so our body knows what we're doing. So go ahead and rotate to that right side. Lean forward. Bring that hip back. You might have to reposition it to get that movement in your hip. If you don't have that movement in your hip, you can bring that leg in and just drop it straight down and support yourself that way. So bring your weight forward. If we don't have the hip mobility at all, we focus on rotating and leaning forward and shifting that weight and repositioning ourselves in our chair. Go ahead and release, guys. And now we're going to do that a third time, but then we're going to go into our warrior 1 and our warrior 2. So we're on the right side of our chair. Inhale, twist to that right side, lean forward, come into that high lunge position. If we're practicing standing up today, you just come, right leg is in front of the left, we take a nice wide stance, and we go into that high lunge. We bend that front knee, shifting our weight forward, and we want our foot in the back. So instead of having our foot up on, I'm going to show you on my chair because my positioning, instead of being up on our toe, we want to be on the side of our foot. So that's how it is on the ground. So let's find our high lunge. Our foot is flat, so our heel's on the ground. Then we lean forward, inhale, come into that tall warrior 1. You might feel a stretch in our hip right here. You'll feel your torso and shoulders engage. Again, our shoulders are back and down. Inhaling, you'll see my hands rise. Exhaling, you'll see them sink a little bit. On our next exhale, I want you to drop those hands down into a warrior 2. Gazes out over that front leg. If we're standing today, you probably feel that right leg hurting a little bit. It's heating up. You might feel it if we're sitting because we're still bearing some weight on that leg. Next inhale, come back to warrior 1. Alright, release that. Shake it out a little bit. Release that tension. And then we're going to go into a new pose, so it's going to be a modified triangle, a supported triangle pose. So again, I'm going to show it without the movement in my legs. So we're going to rotate to the right. Inhale up. Exhale down into warrior two. And then from here, this is the tricky part, so take our time. Listen to our body. On our inhale, we shift forward over that right hand leg. So you see me tilt my weight forward. Exhale, we rotate our arms up. So this arm can find your leg and rest right here. Or if you're feeling stretchy, you can come down to your calf and your shin, or you can come to the ground. Whatever you're feeling today, but I like having this arm here for support. It brings a stretch into our right, engages our core. Exhale, go ahead and release that. We're going to try it one more time. I'm going to show you what it looks like standing up. Share the love with everyone. So we're going to let's go ahead and get in that high lunge position. We inhale up to warrior one. Exhale to warrior two. And then from here, we shift that weight forward and we rotate up. So this is what a full triangle looks like. Our hand comes and touches the ground. We can find our leg right here or our calf. One more inhale and exhale. Alright, come on out of that. Shake it out, and now we're going to transition to the other side. So we did our right side. You'll probably feel the heat, the muscle build up in that. So let's shift to our left side. Again, bringing that corner of the chair right in between your legs, just so it peeks out, and we can still see it. It's still there, but we are centered over the left corner of our chair. Let's go ahead and practice finding our high lunge on our left-hand side. So rotate that trunk to the left, lean forward a little bit, and then drop that leg back. I always have to scoot a little bit forward in my chair so I have that clearance to rotate my leg around. Alright, we have our high lunge. It's great. We're supporting ourselves through our front leg. We're feeling that stretch in our hip. If you need to drop that leg down, that's great too. Provides a nice hamstring stretch. Alright, go ahead and release that. This time we're going to go into our warrior one and then into our warrior two. So that's our football post and then our T. And we're going to do those and then we'll come back out of it and then go into our triangle or side angle. So go ahead, rotate that to that left-hand side. Find that high lunge position, lean forward, drop that leg back, and then we inhale, our arms up, nice and upright. Using the modification that works for us. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth. On your next exhale, open up and drop those arms into your T shape, gazing out over that left hand. Reposition as necessary, protecting our joints, listening to our body. Let's do 2 more breaths. Exhale and release. Shake it out. You might be feeling a little stretched out, a little warm. That's great. That's what we want. I want you guys to challenge yourself and keep moving through these poses. So again, we're going to move into our high lunge. I'm going to show without the movement of our legs. We rotate to that left side as much as possible. Inhale, shift forward, get into your high lunge. Inhale into warrior one. Exhale into warrior two, opening up that chest. Alright, here's the new pose. Inhale, shift forward. Exhale, drop that hand down. And either find the floor, find your calf, or find your leg. Feel that breath in that side, that rotation in your trunk. Exhale, go ahead and release. We're going to do it one more time to practice it, and to connect to our breath and to really feel it and to feel in that pose. Go ahead and roll your shoulders out for me. Inhale. We're going for it. Rotate that trunk to the left. Shift forward. Dropping that leg back into our high lunge. Inhale up. You feel that stretch in your hip? I know I do. Exhale. Feel that trunk rotation. Alright, on our next inhale, we shift forward. Exhale, drop it down. And my arm is behind my leg, because that is going to be safer than trying to rotate even more forward. That's not what this pose is for. Or you can find that support. Do one more breath here. Inhale, come up to warrior one. Exhale, go ahead and release those hands. Good job, everyone. I hope everyone's feeling it. Feeling connected to their bodies, warmed up and moving a little bit more than we were earlier in today. So we are going to do some straight leg balances today. It engages our quads, it engages our core, and engages our hip flexors. So since we just stretched them out, we're going to use them a little bit. So these are simple, kind of marching, standing up, setting them back down. If we are wanting to do this standing today, you can use the variation of just picking up your knee, inhaling up, or you can do straight leg, whatever you're feeling today. I like the seated one to focus on engaging your abs. So we're just going to kind of march here. And if we don't have the range of motion, that is perfectly fine. Focus on engaging that core and shifting your weight and thinking through the movements of your body. Let's do one more on each side. Inhaling through our nose, exhaling through our mouth, and letting those go. Okay, let's do our favorite pose, or my favorite pose. We're going to go into our figure four. So right hand, our right foot to left knee. Flexing that foot, protecting our ankle and knee joint. You can have your leg down, so it creates less tension and less stretch in our hips. And then, or you can inhale, exhale, lean over that leg. We're going to stay here for a few, actually probably 3 or 4 breaths, nice deep breaths, and a nice good stretch. Because this is going to prepare us to go into that really silly eagle pose that we did a couple of weeks ago. For my people out there who might be practicing standing up, we're crossing our leg, you can really see the 4 when I do it standing. And we just sink into it. So again, this creates heat in our quads and creates tension and causes us to use our balance. So we're taking nice deep breaths. You should feel your belly hitting the top of your thighs. Let's do one more breath. Exhale, go ahead and release. And we're going to do the other side. Left leg to right knee, flexing that foot, protecting our joint, and find the modification that works best for you. So if you want to drop that leg down again, creating more room for your hip, leaning forward, or standing up, whatever your body is telling you to do. Inhaling, exhale, we sink deeper into that pose, giving plenty of time for our muscles to relax and get all the benefits of this stretch. Really connect to that breath in this time and our long figure 4 pose. One more breath. Exhale and release. Straighten it out. Do a nice little bicycle. Okay, so don't remember how long ago, but we did this really silly eagle pose. So how that hip opener we just did helps us is we're going to cross our right leg over our left. Just for females, this is easy. It comes natural. For men, this might be a little bit harder, and you might be farther up. So we're going to cross that leg. If we can tuck our right foot behind our left calf, that would be ideal. I do not have that range of motion, so we just cross our leg as much as possible, and then our top mirrors our bottom. So I did right over left, so here's my left hand, right over left. We bend our elbows, and we try to give ourselves a high five. So go ahead and release that. I've talked us through it. We're going to try it one more, probably 2 more times, so we get a feel for it and we can practice it. Right foot over left leg, and a nice leg cross. Right hand over left arm. Bend our elbows, and try to give yourself a high five. This is a great pose because it causes us to cross our midline. In yoga culture, it causes our energy and balances our chakras and balances our energy pathways. Go ahead and release one more time. This is the last time of us doing it. Some people are probably like, yeah, it's our last time on this side doing it. And some people are like, I love this pose. All right, I'm going to show it standing. So again, we're going to cross our right over our left. We're going to sink into it. Right over our left. And then bend our elbows and high five ourselves. So this is the standing variation of the eagle. You can lean forward, lean back, see how that feels. Inhaling and exhaling. Thanks, bud. Thanks. Alright, release that. And now we're going to do the other side because we got to keep our body balanced. Inhale, bring that left over the right foot, left hand over right hand. Oh, geez, I'm unbalanced today. And our bodies are not the same on both sides. So bend those elbows and high five yourself as much as you can. If you can't, that's fine. If this is not our mobility and we don't have it in our legs, we can focus on doing our arms. If we don't have that in our arms, we can focus on crossing and just crossing our midline, one over the other, as much as we can. Go ahead and release. We're going to do it 2 more times. You guys are old pros at this by now, I know. So left foot, left leg over right leg, left arm over right arm. Bend those elbows, rotating to see you, and try to give yourself a high five. I'm not quite at the mobility. I have some space, and that's fine. You can see this foot is not as far tucked as it was before, maybe up here, and that's fine too. One more deep breath. Inhale, exhale through your nose. Alright, go ahead and release. We're going to do it one more time. I'm going to show you guys standing, and then after this eagle pose, we're going to wrap it up and get ready for our final relaxation. Left leg over right, left arm over right, bend those elbows, and then we sink down. We can find that lean forward, kind of a bow. We can come back. It's all a little adventure in eagle pose. It's always a little different. It's always a little challenging. Do one more breath. Alright, come out of it, guys. Shake it out. We are going to do some good shoulder rolls. Releasing any tension we build up. Arch that shoulder. Go ahead and do a big inhale up. Exhale into a forward fold. Again, our chest is lifted, leading with our heart. And then let's drop our hands down as far as we can go and release those shoulders. After everything we've done today, this probably feels amazing. Go ahead and rock back and forth on those tops of those legs. You'll feel a stretch in your lower back. If you need to come up, support yourself on those knees. Rock rock back and forth. If we're standing today, we have our hands clasped at our elbows, rocking back and forth. Alright, go ahead and slowly walk your way up. Don't come up too fast, you'll get lightheaded. That's not what we want here. Okay, let's get into that comfy position for final relaxation. So sit back in your chair, find that supported back, bring our hands to our legs, our feet are still grounded. And we close our eyes, sink our chin to our chest, and kind of pretend like we're going to sleep, but we're not. We're getting ready for a meditation. Take a deep breath in, exhale, and sink into that chair. We're going to try to let our mind go empty and just focus on that breath. I know for me and for most of us, this is probably going to be a hard exercise. The human brain isn't meant to go silent. We have thoughts every second of every day, but this is our time to let it go quiet. Focus on that breath and the sensation of your chest rising and falling. If your chin is on your chest, your head will also rise and fall. Deep inhales and deep sinking exhales. And if you find your mind wandering, come back to that breath, come back to my voice, and find that quiet spot once again. Practicing clearing our minds and connecting to our body. If you feel those thoughts come in, let them go back out. Don't assign meaning, don't assign emotion. Say hello, and then just say quietly goodbye and let them slip out of your brain. Our mindfulness allows us to acknowledge our thoughts and our emotions without connecting meaning or connecting emotion to them. Inhale, exhale, sinking into that chair, sinking into the quiet. On our next inhale, go ahead and start wiggling those toes, wiggling those fingers. Quietly come back to this room, come back to us in our yoga class today. Slowly wake up that body, and when you're ready, lift your chin and open your eyes and come back to that nice seated position. I hope you guys enjoyed that yoga class. I hope you're feeling more calm and connected to your body. I didn't have us set any intentions today. I really wanted us to focus on that breathing. So I hope you guys remain focused on your breathing, remain connected to your body, and try quieting your mind as much as possible. I know even with our change of schedule, that can be even harder because we're trying to think of where we need to be, what we should be doing, and it gets really hard to manage our thoughts and manage our emotions. But if we let them into our brain, acknowledge that they're there without assigning meaning or assigning emotion to them, we can have a better state of mind and better reaction to them and deal with them more effectively. So with that, I'm going to end our yoga class today with our final namaste. Inhale, arms up, exhale to heart center. Namaste, which for me means the light within me honors the light within you. So namaste. Thank you guys for coming. I hope you guys join me today, or join me next week again. It'll be next week at 1 o'clock. Again, it will only be 30 minutes. It'll be nice and gentle like we've been doing. I'm going to cue seated, standing, everything in between, because we all know adaptive covers a whole range of abilities and function. So we're going to keep it where hopefully everyone as much as possible can do it. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, leave them in that comment box. If you want to see more of something, less of something, I know we are all learning together, so I appreciate any input you guys can give me. And again, my last comment of the day is go out and do something that brings you joy, whether that's playing with your kids, getting out in your garden, going on your hike, and we will come back next week, 1 o'clock, for another yoga class and another chance to connect and practice together. So thank you, and have a great week.